This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Clint Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famer Mike Van Diest joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
Well, that's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weights. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
the Jason Walker Show.
Hey, what up? Happy Thursday. Welcome, Jason Walker Show, hanging out inside the Off-the-Wall Advertising Mancave, and looking forward to a great show today. A lot of Class B football on the docket. Joe Horne from Townsend, Clint Layng, Jefferson will join us on the way. Asked Coach Layng about his trip down to Vegas to watch the Raiders and the Steelers play. So that'll be an interesting conversation, I'm sure. Also, state golf gets underway today. Talk about that here in a second. And much more here on a Thursday Jason Walker Show. A show you can watch on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Rumble, True Social. You can listen on Podbean, Network One Sports, Spotify, iHeart Podcasts, Apple, Google. Like 25 different other places. The main place to go would be jasonwalkershow.com, however. So check it out. And also listen to Continental Divide Radio. Yes, I am a little dressed up today. I'll tell you why here in a second. No, I don't have a job interview, and no, it's not a funeral. The walk-up brought to you by Montana Custom Log Homes, the premier log home company in the industry. 3 distinct divisions, so you can create the log home of your dreams and your budget. Over 50 years experience, the finest craftsmen available in the state and in the West. And check them out. Milled, handcrafted, in timber frame. YourCustomLog.com to get started today. Over 15 different floor plans. Go in with one of your own. They'll work with you. Good stuff. Mentioned state golf gets underway today in Billings and also in Sydney. I believe that's right, in Sydney. The Class A is at Sydney Country Club. Be almost 7,000 yards. Defending champion boys are Laurel Polson coming out of the West, looking to challenge. State defending champ on the girls' side is Polson. So there you go. Last year, Aubrey Kelly of Livingston won the boys. Frenchtown's Katie Lewis won the girls. And that is underway in Sydney. Double A at Billings. And it is being played at Lake Hills. And there'll be a new team champ. Capital Boys won it last year. The senior girls won it last year. Bella Johnson of West looking to go with the three-peat. And there you go. There is also a state championship going to be decided today down in Butte in the Ranchi Stadium. It is the second year of girls flag football. It is not a sanctioned sport yet in Montana. It's just a pilot program and should be getting sanctioned in the next year or two. You had 3 schools compete last year. You had Butte, Glacier, and Flathead. Glacier, the defending state champions. This year, it is Butte, Glacier, Flathead, along with Lockwood and St. Ignatius. And this originated with the Atlanta Falcons started this up. I think there's 8 or 9 sports or states now. It started in Alaska, Florida, and Nevada. It's also in Georgia, Alabama, Montana. There's several NFL teams that have got girls flag football going in their states, which is very, very cool. There's also the NAIA, started in 2021. Falcons hosted the first ever NAIA flag finals, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Back then you had 10 teams. 2022, it jumped up to 12. This year there are 13 NAIA teams and also 3 NJCAA teams. And there'll be more in year 4 next year. Nearly 40 girls have received offers, both financial and non-financial, to play in college. So this is a very cool deal. And Greg Upham and I will be on the call on SWX for it. Starts at 3. St. Ignatius will play Butte. And then the bracket will roll on right away. Glacier gets a bye. Flathead and Lockwood get byes. So Butte will play Mission, St. Ignatius at 3. And then at 4, it'll be Flathead and Lockwood. And then Glacier gets the winner of game 1 at 5. The championship game will be at 6:15 tonight. And we're going to carry all 4 of those games. It's going to be a lot of fun. Cannot wait. Is that 4? 1, 2, 3, 4 games. Yes. So SWX with your coverage tonight. Glacier's the top seed, the defending champs. Flathead the 2, Lockwood's the 3. And can't wait. 7-on-7. You've got to wear 3 flags. You get, let's see. The field is 80 by 40. 40 yards wide, 80 yards long. Some limitations in stadiums, it could be 30 yards wide, but no less. End zone's 10 yards deep. Let's see here. What are some of the other rules? Got to wear jerseys, obviously. Pants and shorts. No hard gear. You can wear headgear, just can't be hard. You can wear a mouthpiece. Cleats cannot exceed a 1/2 inch in length. Got to wear a belt, obviously. No knots at the waist. 1 flag on either side and 1 in the center of the back. So, I am excited. You can wear a face shield. You cannot wear headwear except for a face shield. Cannot wear jewelry. Shirts and jerseys have to be tucked in. Can't wear towels. And you get penalties for unsportsmanlike conduct and illegal player equipment. There are fumbles. It's just football. Interceptions, recoveries. You get penalties. There are flagrant fouls. So, going to be a lot of fun. Going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait for that. Never called flag football. Played it a bunch. Who hasn't? But it's going to be a good time. And I get to be on the mic with Greg Upham again, which is always a blast. So there you go. The Walk Up brought to you by Montana Custom Log Homes, the premier log home company in the industry. They are veteran-owned, family-owned, woman-owned, and operated. Check them out. yourcustomlog.com to get started. Quick break. We'll come back, and when we return, we'll check in down the I-15 in Boulder. Jefferson High coming off a tough loss at Three Forks. Doesn't get easier this week as they head off to Columbus. And we'll talk to Coach Clint Layng when we return. Joe Horne, Townsend football coach, set to join us as well. And much more here on the Jason Walker Show. Coming right back. Hang on.
Strength, beauty, grit, superior craftsmanship. Our homes have it all. At Montana Custom Log Homes, if you can dream it, we can build it. With 3 divisions and over 50 years experience, we've got you covered. From a showcase home to a small cabin, we make your vision a reality. Because every cowboy wants a castle for his queen. Montana Custom Log Homes. crafting homes that last for generations.
If you were truly looking to get away for a weekend, let Auto Concepts get you started. Introducing the Overlander camping setup. The tent fits right on top of your truck, sleeps 3, and features an LED light bar and USB connections. It's easy to travel with and pack up to get you away from everyone and up off the ground. Auto Concepts also will get your rig detailed to look good for the summer to make sure your vehicle looks sharp inside and out. Auto Concepts does window tinting, lift kits, cattle guards, and more. Everything your vehicle needs. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today.
There's only one place in Helena to cure your craving for Cajun cuisine, and that is Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys and catfish to jambalaya and much more, Cafe Zydeco has the best Cajun this side of New Orleans. And Cafe Zydeco cares about those that take care of us. Military, law enforcement, first responders can get your drink free as a way of saying thank you to those that protect us every day. If you're looking for a place to grab lunch or dinner, get the flavor of the Big Easy in Big Sky Country at Cafe Zydeco on Euclid in Helena.
Ladies and gentlemen, party from the window to the wall with Lil Jon. November 3rd at Brick Breeden Fieldhouse. With special guests Chingy, DJ Aspen, and Bozeman's own Missy O'Malley. Go get your tickets right now at liljonbozeman.com.
Do you love to look at photos of Montana, from animals to landscapes and more? Are you looking for a place to get your senior pictures or family portraits done? Are you a business owner looking to upgrade the decor in your offices? Well, look no further than Mark LaRoe Photography. Mark has been shooting beautiful photos all across the Treasure State, from rodeos to portraits, and would love to work with you. Visit marklaroephotography.com to see many masterpieces of his work, then give him a call to schedule your own photo shoot. Or to purchase one of his fantastic pieces, stop by Spirit of the Big Sky Gallery on Custer in Helena. marklaroephotography.com.
Ah, summer. A time to work in the yard and get all those projects that you've been thinking about all winter done. And when you've had enough, go to Lucky Duck Casino and Bar to cool off, relax, laugh a little, or a lot, your choice. Have a drink and play your favorite games. There's plenty of new games and your old favorites. Now, if you don't want to work hard and the relaxing part sounds the best to you, then just head over to Lucky Duck Casino and Bar on Dredge behind Jade Restaurant. Happy summer, everyone.
Jason Walker here, and if you're like me, some nights are mine to cook at home, and there's only one place that I know I can trust for a quick, easy meal for my family. Dinner's Done Right. When I stop into Dinner's Done Right, I trust that there will be a great selection of food that is healthy and easy to cook, either that night with their ready-to-make dinners, or I can plan for a weekend dinner from their frozen choices. And when I'm out and about in town, I know I can stop in for the grab-and-go salad bar with the freshest ingredients and homemade dressings. For monthly menus and more, visit dinnersdoneright.com.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back, Jason Walker Show on a Thursday inside the Off-the-Wall Advertising Man Cave. So if you were wondering, if you're just tuning in why I'm dressed up, it's because I'll be in Butte later at Naranche Stadium calling the State Girls Flag Football Championship with SWX starting at 3, championship at 6:15. Glacier, Flathead, Lockwood, Butte, and St. Ignatius play a round robin for state. Well, not really a round robin. It's a bracket. So play 4 games. Winner will be decided starting at 6:15 approximately tonight. We're a few weeks away from, well, we're over a month away from the state championship in football. Jefferson, coming off a tough loss, going to have to do some work to get back to the playoffs. Sitting at 3-2 after a 3-game win streak came to an end last week at Three Forks. Clint Layng, Jefferson head football coach, joins us now here. Jason Walker Show on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. All right, Coach, a tough loss for the Panthers last week, traveling down to a very good Three Forks team, but give me your takeaways.
Yeah, I mean, they're much improved. They're a lot better than they have been. They're, like I told you last week, their skill group from quarterback to receivers, I mean, it's better than any team we'll play, no matter who we play in the playoffs. I mean, I've seen every team. I know what every team has, and skill group wise, they're better than anybody we'll play. I mean, game started out good. We went right down the field, touchdown. And then, first play on defense, Luke Oxar got banged up a little, and he wasn't able to play quarterback pretty much, I don't know, like almost 3/4 of the game. And so that really kind of took away a lot of things we could do and different things like that. And, and it was 8-7 going into the fourth. And, they ended up getting, they got a touchdown and went for 2, got it, made it a 2-score game. And then they got one at the very end.
So a competitive football game, though.
Yeah, I mean, it was right there. I mean, it was 8-7 going into the fourth, and rain in the whole game. And we're playing a fresh committed quarterback, and and that's something that, I mean, he did fine. It's just it's not like he's got a lot of practice at that during the week. It's not like he gets a bunch of reps with the first team, so. A lot of things are kind of on the fly and just trying to help him out and stuff like that. But I mean, it's football, and, those things happen, and, it's part of the game.
As we talk to Jefferson football coach Clint Layng, Mike Miller State Farm Hotline, quick regroup as you head down to Columbus this week. You got them pretty good a year ago, but this could be a different game. Columbus sitting at 4-0 right now. Take me through what they have.
Yeah, they have a lot of seniors this year. A group that's played a lot of football. They have one wide receiver that looks really good on film. Quarterback's good. He has a lot of experience. Running back, not a real big kid, but runs hard and looks like he's tough to tackle. But I think the main thing, someone told me they got 12 or 14 seniors, something like that.
Wow. That's impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, you better be good if you got that many seniors in Class B football.
Yeah, that's quite a few. That's more. Yeah, I think it's 14 is what they have.
Huh. It's a good road trip for you guys, though. You've been home for a little bit. I know you went to Three Forks last week, but a good chance to bond, definitely, as a team.
Yeah, we've had a good week of practice, and the kids. They're always ready to go. I don't have to worry about that. And, I feel good about our chances.
What do they do well that you guys have had to focus on in practice a little bit this week?
They run the ball pretty good, and then they're kind of, a big play pass team, so to speak. So I would say, they run the ball well and, look for some big plays in the pass game, like home run balls.
Okay. Could be a great game, though, and rooting for my Panthers for sure. But kind of a weekend of blowouts, Coach. You had the Dolphins hang 70 on the Broncos. I mean, that doesn't happen in the NFL.
Yeah, I didn't see, other than a few plays on the TV walking through the tailgate in Vegas. The only game I watched was the game I was at, which was the Steelers-Raiders.
I'm a little disappointed in the running game still.
So am I. Yeah, I don't know. Like the thing that they got to do some different things. I mean, it's just so consistent. Oh, 2nd 10, let's just run it into the middle of the line. I mean, I don't know. They're not really giving it a chance, in my opinion, with certain scheme and timing things on when they're calling it.
Pickett's playing decent quarterback, though.
Yeah, he'll get better. I mean, he's a hard worker, tough kid, competitor. I mean, I think he can be just fine. I still the Matt Canada thing just burns in my head.
What's it like at Allegiant Field down there?
It was awesome. It was really cool. I mean, the stadium's super nice. The atmosphere was good. Just like I knew it, the majority of the stadium was Steeler fans.
Well, I mean, Vegas is a destination for a lot of people, and you know, if you're a fan of a certain team, you got a chance to go to a cool city and watch some good football.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not kidding you. I think it was 75% Steeler fans. It was crazy. Like in our section, we only had a few Raider fans in our whole section. I mean, yeah. And then walking out of the stadium, you could just hear, "Here we go, Steelers," just echoing in the whole stadium.
It's like back in the day when Dallas would go to Phoenix and play Arizona.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I talked to a couple Raiders fans. They said, like, I mean, that was the first time Pittsburgh had been there, but they said that, you know, in Vegas, it tends to happen more now. And then they said when they were in Oakland, that would never happen. Like the other team fans just taking it over, you know?
No. Do they still have the crazy fans from Oakland that dress up?
Yeah, like the black hole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got it, but like from my perspective, it's not the same. And it didn't look the same to me as what it was in Oakland. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Was that the first game you've been to in Vegas?
Yeah, it's the first one I've been to. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it was fun though. I mean, I had a lot of fun. Two of my daughters went with me and my dad, and nice. I mean, and the stadium's really cool. I mean, it was awesome.
Very cool. They got the Super Bowl there this year. Is Pittsburgh going to go back?
I hope so. I'm always hoping so, but I don't know.
Be realistic here.
I always think they have a chance. I mean, they got good players and stuff, and the NFL is a long season. Usually the teams playing the best at the first of the season aren't the ones playing the best at the end. And then just like any level of football, injuries can play a factor. Certain teams lose a certain guy, it kills them.
Yep.
I mean, you just never know in the NFL. And then in the NFL, the talent, I mean, even your teams that are whatever, say 0-3 right now, they got dudes, and they can beat any team on any given Sunday. I mean, the NFL, it's not like Major League Baseball, where although some, like the Baltimore Orioles this year, you know, might be a little bit of surprise, but, you know, the talent spread out, and with the salary cap and stuff, there's a lot of parity in the NFL.
There definitely is. It is National Drink a Beer Day, but yesterday was National Crush a Can Day. How many cans in college did you crush on your head?
Maybe just a couple. I didn't do that a whole lot.
I've had fun with coaches about it this week because, you know, you've got Western guys, you've got Carroll guys, you've got Eastern Oregon guy in you. So I just anticipated a lot of college hijinks with crushing cans on foreheads.
Nah, you know, I maybe did it once or twice, but I don't really recall that being a thing for me.
Well, there's probably a reason you don't recall it. I mean, you took you're crushing cans on your head and playing DB. I mean, you're taking shots.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's part of it. I don't know.
What was the hardest? I don't know if I've asked you this. What was the hardest hit you laid on someone?
Oh, I would say, I mean, I had some good ones on defense, but I think the best one I ever had was I was on the punt return team, and I was a wall guy. And that was back in the day when you could blindside guys and it was legal. And it was up at Western Washington on a punt return, and I was in the wall, and there was a guy, you know, chasing that, you know, had no idea I was coming, you know, running an angle to the punt returner, and I blindsided him like with a 20 yards of full speed run.
And you probably weighed about 150.
No, me?
Yeah.
Oh, the guy?
Yeah, no. Well, how much did you weigh?
I played it at like 205.
No way.
Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah. Yeah, I played at 205. I was 180 as a senior in high school, and then my first year of college, when I redshirted, I got up to 205, and I pretty much stayed there all through college.
That's kind of a big DB, right?
Yeah, and the thing was I got faster too. Like I was like that year, and then after high school, and then in the weight room and stuff at college, I went from 180 to 205, and I got quite a bit faster, to be honest with you.
Nice. Do you have any old film? I'd love to see. I'd love to see and I want to watch it with you and have you break down your style of play.
Back in the day, the only film there was like VHS. I don't know. I have some tapes in the garage somewhere in a box, and I've actually looked for them a few times, but I haven't been able to find them yet.
I think of you as a Duron Cherry kind of hitter, just laying guys out.
I love to hit. That was my favorite thing to do. But yeah, I mean, and I played quarterback in high school too. So
you were laying the punishment even then.
Running the ball, running the option is what we ran. Veer option.
How many times did you pitch it?
Oh, quite a bit, because we had a really good running back.
Oh, okay. I just see you keep it.
And he was my best friend, and you know, we were a group of kids that we started out together in 5th grade, Pop Warner, and you know, we were a group that was together all the way through high school. And 5th grade through senior year of high school, we lost 2 games.
Wow.
So, yeah, fun times, man.
Yeah, look back on those with fond memories.
Yeah, but yeah, there wasn't no huddle or all this fancy film stuff as we have nowadays. I wish there was.
I would have loved to have seen some of the great teams from back in the day play today's style of offense.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's like there. I tell my dad this. You remember Cordell Stewart for the Steelers, right?
Yep,
Played for Colorado. I'm telling, like, that guy was way ahead of his time. I mean, he had some solid years when he played, and you know, I mean, he was a solid player, but he was never considered like a great quarterback or anything like that. I truly believe that if he was in this era of football, he'd be one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. I mean, because all that spread, quarterbacks running around, read option, like that stuff wasn't around when he played. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And he had a cannon for an arm, and he was super fast. I think if he would have came along in this era of football, he would have been a special quarterback. And not that he was bad, but he wasn't. I don't even know if he ever made the Pro Bowl, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, Pittsburgh didn't utilize him great.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and then there just wasn't guys like him back then. Like, I don't know if people even realize how much talent that guy had, you know?
Yeah. Oh, he was a stud in Colorado. There's no question about that.
Yeah, but
all right, Coach.
Yeah.
Well, as always, I appreciate the time. Get a win this week and give me some fantasy points from my running backs. They're both Steelers because I'm going based off of you.
Yeah, I don't know. It's been rough sledding. They haven't even scored a touchdown yet.
I know. Oh, trust me, I know.
I'm hoping they improve each week, like on the offensive side of the ball. Watching TJ Watt play in person, that's fun though.
Oh yeah. JJ said he's the better Watt.
I mean, he could be on pace to, you know, beat all his records and stuff, I guess. But we got down pretty close to him in pregame and stuff when he was doing his pregame routine. It was pretty cool.
Big dudes. They are definitely big guys.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Hey, get a win this week. And
all right, we're going to give it a shot.
You do you coaching on the sidelines, coach those guys up, and we'll chat next week.
All right. Sounds good.
Clint Layng joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. That's where all of our guests appear, is via the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. Get a hold of Mike Miller in Helena for all of your insurance needs. My dad went to a Green Bay Dallas game 2007-8. Favre was still playing for the Packers. So my dad, big Packers fan, went down just to watch Favre, who got injured like on the first series and didn't play the rest of the game. But my dad was there like pregame, like Coach Layng, and said, you know, you look at guys in high school that are big, and then, you know, frontier conference size guys. And then you go pretty good sized dudes. And then you go to the FCS, like the Cats and the Grizz. And then you step up to D1. The athleticism just keeps growing a little bit in the size. But he when you get to the NFL, those are some big guys and athletic. I mean, you get 320-pound guys that can run, you know, fast, track down dudes. So it's impressive. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back. When we return, we'll head down Highway 12 to Townsend, check in with Coach Joe Horne after a tough loss this week, a tough road game coming up for the Bulldogs at Three Forks. But we'll talk to Coach Horne when we return here on the Jason Walker Show to the Off-the-Wall Advertising Man Cave.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
There's only one place in Helena to cure your craving for Cajun cuisine, and that is Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys and catfish to jambalaya and much more, Cafe Zydeco has the best Cajun this side of New Orleans. And Cafe Zydeco cares about those that take care of us. Military, law enforcement, first responders can get your drink free as a way of saying thank you to those that protect us every day. If you're looking for a place to grab lunch or dinner, get the flavor of the Big Easy in Big Sky Country at Cafe Zydeco on Euclid in Helena.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today. Jason Walker here, and if you're like me, some nights are mine to cook at home, and there's only one place that I know I can trust for a quick, easy meal for my family. Dinner's Done Right. When I stop into Dinner's Done Right, I trust that there will be a great selection of food that is healthy and easy to cook, either that night with their ready-to-make dinners, or I can plan for a weekend dinner from their frozen choices. And when I'm out and about in town, I know I can stop in for the grab-and-go salad bar with the freshest ingredients and homemade dressings. For monthly menus and more, visit dinnersdoneright.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, party from the window to the wall with Lil Jon. November 3rd at Brick Breeden Fieldhouse. With special guests Chingy, DJ Aspen, and Bozeman's own Missy O'Malley. Go get your tickets right now at liljonbozeman.com.
If you are truly looking to get away for a weekend, let Auto Concepts get you started. Introducing the Overlander camping setup. The tent fits right on top of your truck, sleeps 3, and features an LED light bar and USB connections. It's easy to travel with and pack up to get you away from everyone and up off the ground. Auto Concepts also will get your rig detailed to look good for the summer to make sure your vehicle looks sharp inside and out. Auto Concepts does window tinting, lift kits, cattle guards, and more. Everything your vehicle needs. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals.
Ah, summer. A time to work in the yard and get all those projects that you've been thinking about all winter done. And when you've had enough, go to Lucky Duck Casino and Bar to cool off, relax, laugh a little or a lot, your choice. Have a drink and play your favorite games. There's plenty of new games and your old favorites. Now, if you don't want to work hard and the relaxing part sounds the best to you, then just head over to Lucky Duck Casino and Bar on Dredge behind Jade Restaurant. Happy summer, everyone.
Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the floor. Let the bodies hit the
This is the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back, Off the Wall Advertising Man Cave. This segment brought to you by Bowser's Lucky Dog Casino. Drink and gamble responsibly, but have some fun. On this day in history coming up, the walk-off and more. But it is time to check in Townsend. A tough loss last week to Manhattan. Heading down to Three Forks this week. Joining us on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline to chat about that and more is the head coach in his first season, Joe Horne, joining us. Jason Walker Show. All right, Coach, coming off a great win over Whitehall, and then you open up region play against a very good Manhattan team that has been good for the last few years. Struggled a bit this year so far, but put together a complete effort in a win over the Bulldogs. Take me through it.
Yeah, we played a good game. The thing that came back and kind of got us was just a lot of mistakes, and a lot of those mistakes were missed tackles. We opened the game, had a great play call. The weather conditions being what they were, we just dropped a opening play that might have been a touchdown, and it kind of deflated the boys a little bit. And then, just throughout the course of the game, a couple mistakes here and there. A lot of fumbles on the ground. I think we knocked the ball out 5 times, only came up with 2 of those fumbles. So just little mistakes like that. And Manhattan's a great team. They played a really good game. I thought we matched up pretty well with them. But in the end, like most football games, they made less mistakes than us. They executed their plan better. And, but all in all, it wasn't bad. I know I talked to the boys a little bit. There's a difference between losing a football game and getting beat. And nobody likes to lose. I'm definitely one of those guys. I'm a bad loser. But occasionally at the end of the night, the score is what it is. I've lost a lot of games, but I have no. I've got no. I don't know how to say this. It's like I can't get beat. I don't want those guys to ever get beat. I want them to compete. And keep trying and work hard all the way to the end, and just play Townsend football. And I thought we did a good job of that. We had a few plays where we, kind of had to bring that into question, but, they did. They played the whole game. We just got to clean up some mistakes.
Talking about Townsend football coach Joe Horne, Mike Miller, State Farm Hotline. I know the score was 30-0, but it sounds like it wasn't that. It wasn't what the score indicates. Does that sound accurate?
That's completely true. And most football games go like that. Especially in the high school football, you get a lot of people that they just want to jump on their phones and they see a final score. They don't really, dive into the rest of the game and what happened and, how each team played and stuff like that. It was a lot more competitive game than a 30-0 game. We had some opportunities that we didn't take advantage of to change that around. It's 14-0 at halftime. And so there's a lot that went into that game. We played really well. We had a wide receiver, linebacker that played a really good game, a sophomore kid, Colt Barnard, number 7. He probably had his best game of the year going into this. It wasn't lighting up the stat line, but his effort, his competitiveness, the way he was playing the game was really nice to see. It's something that we knew he had in him, and he had been getting better every game. And, we finally got to see some of that on Friday night, see that every play mentality. So that was nice to see.
It doesn't get any easier. You travel down to Three Forks this weekend. They put it on Jefferson last Friday night, but this is a very good Wolves team that has changed its culture and is having success.
Yeah, and they're big and fast and athletic. Watching them on film, they play hard the whole entire game. Their line gets out and runs. They don't waddle around like big linemen do. They're fast and agile, and they like to get to their blocks. And there's not a play that I've seen where they stand around and don't hit somebody, and that's across the board. So, yeah, they're a great athletic team. We've had a good week of practice. So going into it, we have the same expectations. But, we expect to go in there and play competitive football, play our style of football. And, I heard it once somewhere this week, but it's something that I think every coach has inside him, every player has inside him. If you don't believe you can win, why would you ever show up?
Yeah.
And so that's still our expectation, still our belief. We're going to go be competitive, and in every game we play in, we expect to have a chance to win or to win that game.
Your Carroll Saints 4-0, 9th in the country. Big win last week. They're 2-0 in conference play. Man, you've got to be pretty excited about what's going on over at Nelson.
Yeah, they're playing good football over at Carroll. I know I talked to Coach Purcell and Coach Fainer, and I sent him a quick text after the first 2 games, and I told them on game 3, I was like, hey, there's nothing wrong with a blowout. You guys can win 100-0 in the third game. And, they were kind of putting some nail biters together, wait till the end to score some points and pull that out. But, they're playing exciting football, and those guys are doing a good job, all those Carroll Saints over there. It's fun to watch. Success is always fun to watch, but it's more in the realm I'm in now. It's really cool to watch guys not give up, and just they always believe they're in it, and you've always got a chance until that clock goes to final zeros, and they're doing that.
How was Lucy's 18th birthday?
It was awesome. It was fantastic, and thank you for giving her a shout out. You really made her day when she was listening to the show. As soon as she heard her name, her eyes lit up, and then when you mentioned her volleyball team and wishing them luck, she was so excited to have somebody recognize that volleyball team down here and their hard work that they're doing. So they went down to Manhattan. They won in 3. And then they followed it up with another win. They're playing really good volleyball down here in Townsend right now.
How cool is it to see the success that they're having? Because, there's been great athletes, there's been good teams, but volleyball's been kind of on a roll lately.
Yeah, they've been, just getting better and better. What's interesting to me is 2 years ago they took 3rd at state, and it's been a while. It's been some time since they've placed at state. They took 3rd at state, and they were excited and on top of the mountain and loving life. And the following year, which was last year, they took 3rd at state again.
Yep.
And it was a totally different feeling. They felt like they didn't, that they wanted to earn more. They weren't just excited with it. I don't want to say they're disappointed with it, but that's not what they wanted. That wasn't their goal. And it was a completely different, just attitude and emotional feeling from those girls afterwards, because they know what they're working for, and they expect to, go in and play in that state championship game. And, they've had a good summer, and then this year they're putting a lot of it together, and they're really playing good volleyball. And I know they've got really high expectations, and, they're really looking forward to that state tournament when it comes around.
That's still a month away. It's crazy to think about, but, a lot of season left in football as well. By the way, the Townsend helmet looks good over to my left shoulder. Thank you for that. That helmet's looking good, Coach.
That's good. I'll have to get on and then check out the YouTube channel there and make sure that I can see it. You got it placed up front. So I'm glad that you got it. I'm glad you can put it out there for everyone to take a look at too.
Well, it's cool because it's like you and I talked about early in the year. It's Broadwater County, but it's got the T for Townsend football on the helmet there.
Yep.
Hey, yesterday was National Crush a Can Day. Today is National Drink a Beer Day. They should flow together, but have you crushed it? When was the last time you crushed a can of any form? And do you use just a normal crush, or do you slam it off the forehead?
Oh, not the forehead anymore.
Anymore? Okay, so you have done it.
Well, I'm well older than that display. The very last time I crushed a can was, I don't know, probably this weekend. Probably stomped on a can and threw it in the fire pit in the backyard.
Nice.
This last weekend with the chilly weather would be my best guess. My brother-in-law's got a log truck load of firewood at my house. He comes up and cuts on, every weekend. And I've seen him crush many a can out there while he's been doing that work. So how's that tie in for your?
I like that. I think it works.
Of the day
I think it works. It is also National Strawberry Cream Pie Day today. Strawberry cream pie on the list at the Horn residence.
100%. Strawberries are just a close second to a huckleberry.
Ooh.
Anything strawberry we'll have on the menu over here.
See, I can't do the huckleberries. I just never have been able to.
Yeah.
No.
It started with me as a little kid, going on camping trips with my mom and dad. I mean, that's what we would do, in our off time, besides riding our bike all through the mountains and everywhere we could, is, you'd get hungry and it was either, go back to the camper or just, sit down and find some huckleberries, and then you keep playing. So
they leave a stain.
What's that?
They leave a good stain, like blueberries. They leave a good stain. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Yep. And then
that's okay. I'm a messy eater anyway. Vanilla ice cream leaves a stain with me because I kind of eat like a Marine. You just eat now and taste it later. Make it fast and get on to the next thing. See what else we can get done.
Oh, that is great. Hey, there were a lot of big games last week. The Cats with a big win. The Grizz with a big loss. Miami put it on Denver 70-20. It was like the weekend of blowouts.
It was, and I didn't get to watch a whole bunch of them. Spent a lot of time with our film and breaking some stuff down. To be honest with you, the game that I've seen the most clips of and the most pictures of was the Helena High Capital Crosstown game. That's to be honest with you, that's the game that I've seen the most images of, and what a beautiful mess. And Vigilante is probably done for the rest of the year with that deal. But
yep.
What a fun looking game to, a fun game to probably play in, and those guys did good. Those Bruins did a good job, and Dane Broadhead and the Bengals, they competed well. And I know Cole Graham. I know his family outside of there, good friends with them down here. Cole to have a big day like he did in those conditions, that was neat to see, neat to read about, and kind of see those pictures of it. So,
how does Townsend's field hold the water?
We held up really well. It wasn't a really muddy mess of a field. Our biggest problem Friday night, there was so much water, is that our track kind of back drained from around the goalpost and towards our sideline, and it was flowing over the track onto the field on our sideline. We ended up losing about 15 yards of the team box because it was 2, 3, 4 inches underwater, because all the water from everywhere was running into that one spot and slowly working its way out onto the field.
Oh, no.
You step in it and it was over your ankles. But we had practice out there Monday, Tuesday, and the grass has held up good. The dirt's not all tore up. It really held up surprisingly well. It was nice to see.
Yeah, that is good, because like you said, Vigilante is toast for the rest of the year and maybe even the next year or two.
Oh, that's too bad.
It's good thing Nelson's getting turf, right?
Yep. And now the whole fight for turf forever, and everybody wants turf, and now there's this big push to go the other way and go back to grass, and
just have good drainage systems. That's what you need.
Yep, just good drainage systems.
Hey, Coach, good luck this week down in Three Forks, and we'll chat next week. Thanks again for the helmet. Appreciate it immensely, and looking forward to talking next week about a upset victory for the Bulldogs.
Hey, absolutely, Jason. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for calling, and we'll talk to you next week.
Joe Horne joining us, Mike Miller State Farm Hotline. He is a blast to chat with, and that helmet looks pretty darn good sitting up there now. So if you want your team displayed here in the Off-the-Wall Advertising Man Cave, tell your coach to send me a helmet. We've got a bunch. You see Polson sitting down there, got Capital, Helena High, Jefferson, Townsend. Let's see here. Got there's Rocky, Northern, Tech. Carroll's back here. The only Frontier school from Montana I haven't got a helmet from yet is Ryan Norris down at Western. He keeps telling me, I'm going to get you a helmet, and he never does. We've got Flathead somewhere. Yep, over there. Sentinel, Billings West. So get your helmet sent in. Tell your coach to send us a helmet. Need Gallatin still, but they're new. They haven't gone through a cycle yet. East Helena the same way. Lockwood, same way. But, would love a Shields Valley. You know what I really want is an old I would love to have an old Will Sal and Clyde Park helmet from when they were the Longhorns and the Blackbirds. The Rebels would be cool from Shields Valley. That's current. But the old school, like the Eastern Montana, there's an Eastern Montana helmet, football, Yellow Jackets. It's one of only like 2 remaining. And Rick Holmes got us one. So appreciate that. But yeah, tell your coach. Get a hold of us. Send us your helmet. Or basketball jerseys, too. I still need to get the JV's using it now. I was talking to the athletic director last year at the State A tournament. I need a Browning road jersey, the black Browning basketball road jersey from the girls, and got to be number 10. Would love to have that jersey hanging in here in the Off-the-Wall Mancave. But send in your memorabilia. We'll put it up. We'll display it. All right. Let's do on this day in history. It is Thursday, September the 28th, 2023. It is Drink Beer Day, Strawberry Cream Pie Day, and National Good Neighbor Day. This date in 1911, the New York Highlanders got 13 walks, stole 15 bases in a win 18-12. Each team also had 6 errors. The fastest Major League game played on this date in 1919, 51 minutes. 1920, 8 Chicago White Sox baseball players indicted by a grand jury for fixing the 1919 World Series, the Black Sox scandal. 1930, Lou Gehrig. Talk about his games played streak, which was amazing that Cal Ripken broke. I'm not sure this one will ever be broke. Lou Gehrig's errorless streak ends 885 consecutive games without an error. On this date in 1940, Michigan's Tom Harmon, on his birthday, had runs of 72, 86, and 94, all for touchdowns. In fact, there was a fan that came out of the stands to try to stop him and did not. Ted Williams ended the baseball season with a .406 batting average. Last man to ever hit over 400. I talked about this a couple of years ago at the Montana Football Hall of Fame with Jan Stenrud and Steve Okanowski. Norm Van Brocklin on this date of the Rams, 1951, passes for an NFL record 554 yards. 1960, Ted Williams hit his final home run, 521. His final at bat, his final swing was a home run. Nolan Ryan, then of the California Angels, pitched his 3rd career no-hitter, 1974. And on this date in 1976, Muhammad Ali beats Ken Norton in a 15-round unanimous decision for the WBA, WBC, and the Ring heavyweight boxing titles. Muhammad Ali. How good was he? I was talking to somebody a few weeks ago. It was a golf tournament, and I was playing with some older guys, and one of them was a huge boxing fan. And we were talking, and I said, boxing's just not the same. You just don't have the names that you had, back in the day. Muhammad Ali, Ken Norton, Tommy Hearns. You can go back to Rocky Marciano and those guys. Obviously Tyson. You just don't have those household names like you used to. And I remember sitting there at my grandma and grandpa's house in Livingston watching Friday night fights on NBC with my grandpa. He was Grandpa Keith, huge boxing fan. So there you go.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
The walk-off brought to you by Cafe Zydeco, where the Big Easy meets the Big Sky. Stop in for the best Cajun this side of New Orleans. And might have to stop on my way back from Butte tonight. I will be down in Butte. If you're wondering why I'm dressed up, it's not a funeral, not a job interview. I did get asked if it was a job interview today by one of the dads at my daughter's school during drop-off, but nope, going to Butte today. SWX will have the coverage beginning at 3 of the Girls State Flag Football Championship at Naranche Stadium. What a beautiful venue for girls flag football. I mean, it's a great venue for football anyway. You get the awesome views of the high school, and it's It's sucked in. It's so, I love going to Naranchi. Hopefully we're inside. It was 28 degrees this morning in Butte. So it could be a little chilly in Butte. I called a game one time at Naranchi in high school, or for high school, for Helena High, on top of the press box at Naranchi. And it was kind of wet, and the wind, it was cold. I think it was like in October. It was chilly. So I hope we're inside in the press box. That would be super fantastic. Oh, man. So that's where we'll be today. Thanks to all of our great guests this week. Tyler Murray, Dane Broadhead, Kyle Mihelis, Joe Horne, Clint Layng. So much fun. Love talking sports. Love talking about the high schools in Montana. And again, send us your helmets. We'll display them. Got the Cats there, Bozeman Hawks. Yeah, get your helmet sent in if you want. Be cool. We'll do it again next week. Oh, I met one of the moms at my my daughter's kindergarten. Maggie Rickman, former Capital standout. It's her maiden name. And Lady Grizz, basketball player as well. We were talking today. She got to play basketball for Bill Pilgrim and Robin Selvig, two of the greatest guys to play hoops for. And just great guys in general. We'll do it again next week. Good luck to all the teams. Good luck at state golf. Good luck at state girls flag football. We'll see you back here next week. Jason Walker Show. Thanks to all of our sponsors, our fans. Couldn't do it without you. Have a great weekend.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.